r/ForeverAlone. Oven Backheaded says, what would a woman do to get a man? Like seriously? I'm gonna be 27 years old next year and I've been on this sub since I was 18. That's frick, I'm 9 years me being on this sub and still super single. In person I have never ever received any attention, not even once, and I'm not even exaggerating. No ever man has ever noticed me, approached me or even asked my number. All these years some of my friends have been single, in relationship, engaged, single again and in relationship again. But me, I'm stuck in the same position ever since. As a woman I also would love to go on dates. I want to take a road trip with a boyfriend, go on vacations, and even just go on a walk. Such a simple thing. Why is it so hard for me to have? Holidays are approaching, and it's so sad I'm gonna be alone this Christmas. I graduated college, I've work, went back to school again, and working at the same time, but still I haven't met anyone. Wholesome King says, to have never been asked out as a woman means there is something seriously wrong. To have literally never received any attention you must be one or more of the following. A. Lizzo tier fat. B. Black/South Asian dark skin in an area where it is undesirable. C. Face is disfigured tier ugly. Eileen Cassany says, other women make it look so easy lol. I'm also like you. I've never been asked out by a guy. I roll. Literally never. In my case it's BC of my looks. Maimuna says, but I thought all women have at least 20 guys after them at all times/s. Who 40 says, maybe lower your standards a little. Seriously, when I find woman complaining about not having a partner I find she is only chasing men out of her league. Majority of men get no matches on dating apps, that's a fact. Jaded Muse says, I read your post, but it's not clear what you have/haven't tried. Have you tried any dating apps? Cold approaches are not that common these days. Have you approached anyone? Efficient Cicada 962 says, to be honest IDK. Do you have a toxic way of being? Or do you say openly or show a kind of hate on men? Are you labeled as the crazy? Or weird? I don't know you, but that are common things that made guys take their distance. It's strange that no guy approaches you. Maybe you have some kind of aggressive behavior. I had a friend who always said the same thing. She wasn't ugly, just normal, but when a guy was closer she was a bit rude. And if a guy asked something like, hi, what are you doing? She always replied something like, why? Who are you to tell me what to do? Do I need your permission to do things? Do you understand my point? Sometimes girls have behaviors that make guys run. Or on the other hand, are you like those women that want supermans but ignore the rest? I have another otaku/geek friend that it's always crying, literally saying that no guy approached her, but at the same time she's obsessed with Korean idols, anime characters or 6 feet bearded guys. And when normal guys approach to her she complains and posts something like, how do I stop this simp from liking me? And she's always complaining about normal men in general, insulting them. She has even gone so far as to say that they should be put to sleep like stray dogs, but at the same time she spends her time idolizing Korean guys. She almost prays to them. By example, one morning she posts something like, guys are M0NK3S, and the same evening post, look at my man, a Korean singer, he's so handsome, I'll do everything for him. But if it's something of your appearance that you can't change, sorry sis, I know how it feels. Matan Alev says, I would suggest dating apps. You should get plenty of attention on there. Or search for any events where people want to meet. I understand the frustration. Some people on this planet just never get lucky enough to meet their significant other randomly, like we hear from friends and family. I have 2 friends who met their significant other at work. It was just dumb luck. The times seem to be changing. More women say they never get approached in real life. The dating apps are becoming more prominent, it seems, so I don't think the incentive to approach is there anymore, like it was in the past. I've had some really embarrassing experiences approaching women. So I only use dating apps or meet someone through a friend/coworker. r/ForeverAlone. White Barai says, can't talk to men. As the title says, I just can't talk to men. I have a lot of female friends and am an open, extroverted and nice person around them, but I haven't had a male friend since I was like 6. I just can't talk to guys. Like, I'm really comfortable around other women, but as soon as there's a guy I get awkward and my personality vanishes. I also feel like guys aren't interested in talking to me. I'm terrible at making eye contact with men and I just feel like they think I'm weird because I seriously act weird around them. It's like my social skills vanish and I just tend to avoid men in general. I think I come off as really disinterested due to that. I'm pretty sure they won't approach me first anyways, but that really doesn't only makes it worse. I'm 90% sure my looks are the reason, but at the same time I think I seem like a really open and happy person most of the time, so I'm really easy to approach. I don't see how I can change all of that, and I really fear that I'm going to sit here in a few years and still be alone, while literally everyone else at uni is in a relationship or hooks up with other people. Pathetic_owner03 says, literally me but change man with woman. Weekly Stage 2911 says, are you Ryan Gosling? Because you're literally me with women. Flextoff says, if you were my neighbor, you could try talking to me. I have a very safe aura and women tend to feel very safe with me. It probably helps that I'm not looking to get laid and I'm not at all attractiveness to women. No sexual tension at all. Maybe you can find a guy like that near you. Just hang out with him. Diacetylmorphin says, if I may ask, does it also happen when the guy is around with his girlfriend and you know he's already taken anyway, so there won't be any kind of a flirt or anything else like that? Because it's a difference between normal talking and flirting and other stuff that lead to dating. Kitty says, imagine them surrounded by their whole family or as a little boy. It helps normalize them into just another person living life with a backstory and a whole lot of history, probably distracted by 1000 things going on in their own world. Suddenly not so intimidating. Inormalsperplegadon says, have you talked to a counselor about it? This sounds like the sort of psychological block that can be addressed through counseling. Martin Thrilled Pig says, do you drink alcohol? I talked to like 25 different girls in person last time I was drunk. Just don't make it a habit. Flashy Effective 2928 says, DNR, but can't believe this shit lol. Roasted_turkey_01 says, you should start treating men like human being and stop objectifying them. Particular Giraffe 906 says, have you tried dating apps? If you're 19, you still have a lot of time, so try not to worry about it too much. Just keep at it, and one day you'll find your seer. r/ForeverAlone. Western_quantity_103 says, IMO, there is no such thing as a late bloomer. You either are socially desirable and valuable enough to date while you're young and in your prime, or you aren't and miss out completely, or you get lucky. Butler says, late bloomer basically means emotionally developmentally delayed, and delayed is not meant to imply that you'll eventually catch up. It's just a euphemism for being stunted or damaged. Filthy Ugly Weeaboo says, how does someone become a late bloomer anyway? Change your appearance and get in shape? You're still undesirable if you're a virgin past a certain age or have paid for sex before. Late bloomer is just a backhanded compliment to say that you weren't good enough back then, but now after all your hard work you might look acceptable. Maimona says, I mean, that's just saying that you don't think it's possible for people to self-improve themselves to have a better chance at dating. IMO, that's definitely possible, so late bloomers are possible. Swift_salmon says, I wonder how much of late blooming is just lucking into a social circle. Like every story I've heard of a shy/unremarkable guy being a late bloomer, it's always something like a friend of a friend from college hooking him up with one of his still single female acquaintances. Mirage32 says, so you mean that people who found love later in life are just lucky, there's nothing more to it? Dumpquestions_78 says, I very likely disagree. Mostly because I think out of the people here are late bloomers with only a small core of us actually are FARs. I'm a part of that core. If they weren't late bloomers we wouldn't get all those damn success stories or ex-FAR. IDK how you are ex of something forever. But hey, what do I know, I guess. Throwaway 54734 says, I disagree. Experience, confidence, capability, material/social resources, and so on are valuable traits for men, and you would have to live a pretty cursed life to peak in high school or college. There's a reason women are generally not drawn towards boys. If you are FAR, this may not apply to you, of course. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.